What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Playlist Pop, where pop music never dies. My name is Edward, and today we're going to be talking about Goodbye Lullaby by Avril Lavigne. So this is the fourth album by Avril Lavigne. This album came out in 2011. Crazy that it is going to be 10 years in 2021. It may be the nostalgia. Probably my favorite Avril Lavigne album ever, even to this day. Oh, you know what? It kind of changes, but this is definitely one of my top favorites. It's amazing. It's beautiful. You know, this album's very consistent. It's acoustic guitar stripped down. Besides two songs that are more upbeat and more of like her older stuff, this album is, it really focuses on her voice. And she worked a lot with Derek, which honestly at the time I did not know she was married. Yes, I did not know she was married. I think it was a year after when this album came out that I found out she was married. I was like, wait, what? She was married to Derek from Sum 41. Sadly, it did not work out and she did end up getting a divorce. But even though all that happened, they still had a good relationship, and he worked a lot on this album with her and produced a lot of the songs. I can't wait to talk about it, so here we go. Let's talk about this album. So I'm gonna go ahead and go track by track, tell you guys how I feel about each song and what I remember from that time. If I get anything wrong, you can correct me in the comments or share any knowledge that you might remember of this time or might know. So Black Star, Fairy Lullaby, really goes with the theme. It's actually the song that she used for her fragrance, which I thought the commercial was really amazing. She reminded me a lot of The Best Damn Thing, and it was very fantasy, so it really worked. This is the name of, the name of the song is the name of her fans, Black Star, so I thought that was really cool. And I wish it was longer because it's such a pretty song. I mean, you know how it is. I think even Ariana Grande, she has that song Raindrops, and again, I wish that song would have been longer because it's just so good. And this is just another example of a song that I wish was longer, but hey, at least we got it. Next one, What the Hell. Nothing bad to say about it. It makes me feel like a badass every time I hear it. And yes, I do have the t-shirt because she has a clothing line called Abidon, and this is actually one of the t-shirts. And then she has another one for What the Hell, and I do have that t-shirt too. Sadly, I could not find it for this video, but I did find this one. Just the whole type of anthem that I love about Avril when she does these type of songs of being who you are, not caring what people think, and just going for it. I really love the video. I think she steals a taxi and she drives around and then she crashes and leaves. I thought that was cool. Next one, Push. This actually was gonna be a single, so that makes me very upset that her record label did not want this to be a single. I think this ended up being a last single off the album, but it was only in Japan, I think. I'm not really sure. It's a classic. It's amazing. Acoustic, gives me very 2000s, and her voice is amazing, and I just love this song. Wish You Were Here. Somebody that you were really close to, and they're really no longer in your life anymore. And I guess this goes back to her, being with Derek, especially now that I understand what this album was really talking about. And at the time when I heard this album, I didn't really understand that. The amount of times that I cry to this song, it reminds me so much of this Naruto and Sasuke AMV that I saw on YouTube, and whoever edited that, amazing job. The video is not my favorite of the Goodbye Lullaby era. I liked it for what it is. I like the beginning of it when she's with the flower and she kind of sets it on fire, and definitely one of my favorites. I'm glad it was a single. It's a shame that people slept on it, but whatever. I'm happy we just have the song. Smile, second single, I think, and I loved it. Very pop rock. Probably my favorite video out of the whole era. Spray paint, very pop rock with the guitar, which I thought was really cool. And the green hair, yeah, she had like green highlights. If you look at like her album cover, it was very like springish. It had like green in it, so I guess it really did go with the era now that I think about it. Next one, Stop Standing There. What I remember, she said this song was about, when you see that one guy that you're interested in, but he doesn't make the move, and you're like standing here making it pretty obvious that you're interested, but he just never makes the move. Oh, I love this song. You know what I like? Especially in this song, the bridge. Stop standing there, standing there. Stop acting like, oh my gosh, the way that song changes into that bridge. So I don't know if I said this before, but for me, Avril is one of my favorites when it comes to making, pop rock anthems, but also ballads, and especially a bridge. Like, she does So many amazing bridges, and this song, even though it's, you know, it's not her best bridge, but it's just so amazing how the song changes and how she sings the lyrics, and oh, it's just so perfect. Definitely one of my favorites for sure. Even now, I feel like I just grown to really love this song. I love you. Again, it's gonna remind me of like YouTube, AMVs, GMVs, because I remember a lot of people would edit with this song along with a lot of other songs like Wish You Were Here, Smile, What the Hell. And this was another one that I would see once in a while people would make, like of Naruto characters or fairy tale characters. It's so beautiful. And now I understand who she might be talking about in this song, because I remember someone asked her in an interview, hey, who you talking about when you say when we get wasted, but that's not why I love you? Like, she didn't really answer the question because it was pretty obvious who she was talking about. But at that time, like I said, I did not know she was married or that she was divorced. So now it's pretty obvious that, yeah, she was probably talking about Derek. I love this song. It's beautiful. It's perfect. I love when she says la 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 la, even though we didn't make it through. Perfect. Next one, Everybody Hurts. I always went back a lot to this album, especially a song like this, because it was basically a song about, you know, we all go through hard times in life and we all go through it. It's not just us. And a lot of the time, especially in life, we think that we're the only ones going through it, but that's not true. A lot of other people are also going through that same situation. It may be different in some way because, you know, everybody's story is different, but in some way it's all connected to like that same thing. Acoustic guitar, I love when Avril does acoustic guitar piano. It's just the best. Cried a lot to this one as well. A lot of crying on this album, but hey, it got me through a lot, so you know what, I'm grateful for that. Next one, Not Enough. Definitely another one of my favorite. I can't pick, you guys. I feel like every time I pick my favorites, it just keeps changing. I know it's already gonna be 10 years since this album came out, but it still changes and I can't pick. It's beautiful. It's vulnerable. It's not the most vulnerable in the album. As we get more deeper into the album, you hear more of that. You know, I love you, but it seems like that's not even enough either. So that's my interpretation of the song. Overall, I like it. It's a really good song. I blast this one up too. People must have thought I was depressed doing things like that, but I love this album that much. For Real. So this happens to be one of the songs that Avril Lavigne produced and wrote on her own. She needs to do this more often because For Real is definitely one of the standouts for me. It's so good. It's one of the most vulnerable songs on the album, I think, next to the last track, Goodbye. I love this song. I think she did an amazing job. My favorite part of this song when she says, hold me now, I'm safe. Like, I love that. You know how in the album it has for and then real, the word? That's literally how I started spelling certain things, like forward. I had to start doing some of my words like that when I text people. I know her impact. We get to Darling. This is a song that she wrote, I think, when she was 15 or 14 or somewhere around there. You know, obviously, if you liked, I guess, her earlier stuff, then you would definitely like this track. I recommend hearing this song. For me, this song really stood out for me because, not because she mentions you're hiding in the closet again, but like the part where she says, it sucks when you're stuck with people that you love when nobody trusts. To this day, those lyrics really hit me because I can be around like my parents or my family, and honestly, I don't feel very like I can trust them with certain things. I feel very like I have to guard myself a lot, and especially me being gay, it's all about like being strong. Life is hard and it sucks sometimes, but keep your head up and you'll be okay, and just keep trying. And I love that message about this song. Damn, for being 15 and she wrote this, really impressive. It makes me wonder, I wonder what other songs that she has that she might have written when she was 15 or maybe even younger. It would be interesting to hear more of those songs because this just shows that she's an amazing songwriter. Even at that age, like she's amazing. So we get to Alice, the extended version, which honestly surprised me because I already love the song as it was, but I never knew that it was like the shorter version of that song. So I thought that was really cool that there was more to it. I will say, since we're already talking about it, I love the video. I just liked how it just fits Avril in the dress. I thought she looked so cool. The makeup, amazing. I remember watching that in school. Oh my gosh, good times. So yes, really love this song a lot. Next, we get to Remember When. I guess it just really reflects a lot about her relationship with Derek, kind of just going back and forth of the good and bad times. It's like Avril is queen of ballads. I mean, I have several artists like Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, and then there's Avril, and there's Demi Lovato, and there's a few other artists that I think are the best at doing ballads. I love how it's just so stripped down and you kind of get into this vibe. So we get to Goodbye. This is the second track that Avril Lavigne not only wrote but she produced on her own, just like for real. It's not one that I go back to that often, but it's so good. Yes, I cry on this song too. Like, how could you not? I love how her voice is. I love the instrumental. We even get a video for this song, just saying goodbye to a chapter in her life, and it was a really nice closing to this album, reflecting on the good and the bad, but it's time to move forward, but I'll always love you no matter what. But there were, these covers, and I got the deluxe version, which I really loved. I love the color. I like how, it was more like a fall. So you get other songs on here. You get What the Hell acoustic version, Push acoustic version, Wish You Were Here acoustic version. You get her Bad Reputation, a cover, and then you also get remixes of like What the Hell, or at least one remix of What the Hell. So that brings me to the end of this era. All I can say is I love it. It's definitely one of my favorite Avril albums of all time. Honestly, this was the album that got me to listening to her first album, because I never actually heard her first album before besides the singles they were playing on the radio. So this album really, like I said, it made me a stan, and I was like, okay, I gotta hear Avril's first albums because I hear so much about those, right? This album really showed just how amazing Avril was as a singer-songwriter. Like, I get it, people didn't like when Avril did The Best Damn Thing. People didn't like that direction she was going into. For me, I didn't really care. The Best Damn Thing was really the moment where I really knew who Avril was and I became a fan, and this was the album that really sold me in, and I had to hear everything that she ever released. I'm just glad that I got to live during this era because I love it so much. It was such a great experience, and it got me through so many hard times, and from then on, I was just more excited to hear what Avril had next. I did hear a few things that apparently this album was supposed to come out in 2009. Maybe it wasn't called Goodbye Lullaby and there was just different songs, but she was supposed to release an album way sooner than what we got in 2011, which surprised me. And apparently it was because her record label kept delaying it, and another thing had to do with health reasons as well. And I do remember, like, in 2009, like, what happened to Avril? Like, is she ever gonna release anything? Another thing that I read is her record label did not want her to release this type of music because, as you know, late 2000s, early 2010s, there was Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Kesha, and everything was getting more dancey, more poppy, very, that. And they wanted her to stay with that, have more upbeat songs, and kind of go for what she was really known for. But she really fought for this album to be released because it was very personal to her, and she wanted this type of album to be released. So I'm glad that she did that. For me, this album was very healing, and I'm really glad that I had it at the time when it came out, and to this day I treasure it very much. And like I said, it's one of my all-time favorite albums of 2010s, and also my favorite Avril Lavigne album. That brings me to the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So let me know in the comments, you guys, what is your favorite song from Goodbye Lullaby? What's a song that you wish was a single? You can let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Have a good one. I'll see you guys later. Bye.